What's up, guys? I'm here with my client Mark. Mark started about 6,500 when we were working together, and in a matter of 4 months, we were able to 4x what he was doing. Mark, how you doing, man?
I'm doing great, man. It was a very solid month, man. I'm pleased with how things went.
Mark also just competed in two bodybuilding shows, so he's been on the grind in more ways than one. Mark, one of the biggest key indicators that we talk about with the work that we do together is calls booked. And I know that you said before we started working together, you were at around 3 to 5 calls a month, and now we're booking about 5 calls a week. Can you talk about how much easier it's been to book calls and qualify prospects with the work that we've been doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So it's kind of funny because when we first started working together, I was actually like, that's when I was kind of hitting like my lows for income. And I'm like, fuck, like, obviously I'm gonna have to invest in this. And I knew I was gonna have to invest in this and it was gonna take a couple months for it to work out.
Hmm.
Just because nothing happens overnight. But again, took a leap of faith. I know the work you've done with other clients, so I was pretty confident that like eventually this would start to pan out and start to improve my prospecting and just lead generation. So yeah, when we first started, I was getting like 3 to 5 calls a month. Now we're doing 3 to 5 at least per week. So that's made, a significant difference in obviously income, revenue, and just what we've been doing. And some of the feedback I've been getting from a lot of the leads that I've been talking to on the calls is how much more they're connecting with the content. Like they like the approach that we're taking with the content. They like the raw attitude. They like the value that we're pushing, and they're connecting more with the messaging with the videos, which is one of the main comments or some of the most important feedback I've gotten from talking to new clients and just new leads um, that I've been getting through the content. So one of the biggest differences with the content though is like the call to action towards the end of the video where it's like, hey, book a coaching call or I can help you do XYZ. Because if we're posting 4 or 5 videos a week and I get one or two people who comment coach or train or whatever the call to action is, those I'd say 95% of the time turn into a booked call. So that alone just generates more leads for me and
Hmm.
especially across like every social media platform. It's definitely significantly increased, excuse me, like lead generation, which has
Hmm.
been a big game changer.
For sure. And I'm curious if you've noticed a difference in the leads coming in now with the leads coming in before. Because I think consistency is obviously the most important aspect of social media, and it's the most important aspect of finding leads online. And I know in the summer, things kind of stagnated in terms of how consistent you were online. So now that we're more consistent and the messaging is dialed in, have you noticed an increase in quality of leads and people who are a better fit for your program?
I've definitely noticed it's been really easy to sell.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? Like it's just like almost don't even have to sell. Like they're already sold on the program, they're sold on the approach, especially once I kind of explain how the coaching actually works. I don't want to say it's like an auto sale, but because there's still some like you still have to sell it, right? But it's pretty easy, I want to
Mhm.
say. Like it's pretty easy because they're already pre-sold on the program.
Hmm. Yeah. If you had to describe what it's like working with me and my team, what would you say?
It's been awesome, man. You guys are quick, like you guys answer text right away. If I want changes to anything, you guys are on it. Like it's been super smooth. I've been super pleased. Obviously, that's why I want to keep going.
Mhm.
And I've obviously encouraged other people to also who are kind of in this space too to even sign
Mhm.
up with me because of all the value that I've seen, how much my business has grown over the last few months. So it's been great, man. I have literally no complaints.
Yeah. What specific areas have we made your life better in? Is it the script writing, the posting, the handling, or you waking up and knowing that everything's taken care of? Like what are the biggest benefits been?
The biggest benefits are when I'm doing stuff, like say I'm on track, like I'm traveling, I'm going here, I'm competing, I'm doing this, and my posts are still being posted. Like my social media is still active and it's still bringing me leads. It's still like, it's just being active on social media every single day
Mhm.
across every platform. That's probably been the most convenient. The next thing is the content ideas. All you do, you text me every week, content ideas. I
Mhm.
sit down in front of the camera, I record 15 or 20 videos, I upload them in, and then I don't have to worry about it for a couple weeks.
Mhm.
That's also super convenient. Not coming up with captions, like just not having to deal with that side of things, the editing, pretty much all of that stuff has made my life so much easier. And it's nice just not having to worry about any of that shit anymore.
Hmm. Have you worked with other marketers in the past in this realm?
So I've worked with like what are they called? Like online assistants.
VAs.
Yeah, VAs. So I've worked with like some random VAs from, random country from Philippines or here or there. The editing is always trash. Like it's never exactly how you want it to look.
Hmm.
They always show you like these awesome videos that they created. And then when they get the videos that you send them back, like, they give the videos that I uploaded into the drive or whatever back to me. I'm like, bro, this looks like nothing that you told me it was going to look like.
Hmm.
So, I've tried multiple VAs like that. I've tried, yeah, I'd say mainly in the video editing, and I would post it on my own. And it just never, like, I just hated the way they edited it. It always downgraded the quality like crazy. They
Hmm.
could just never get it the way I wanted. So, yeah, again, like, I've seen the work you've done with other clients, so I knew kind of what you offered, and I was like, okay, this looks it obviously costs more, but it looks way better and way more
Hmm.
professional. And yeah, again, I think if you can afford it, even if you can't really afford it, like when I initially signed up, like I can't say like I was confident that I could totally afford it. I knew that I was
Yeah.
gonna, barely break even, but I
Hmm.
knew like, okay, like this is gonna take in it like for anything, you have to invest in it, give it a
Hmm.
couple months, and then eventually you're gonna get see some ROI on it.
Yeah.
Uh, which obviously now, like, I think the numbers speak for themselves.
For sure. So you really quickly you said that you weren't sure when you first signed up, but you went for it anyway. What led you to take that leap of faith with my team?
Uh, just knowing like, man, if you want to make shit happen, you have to invest in yourself,
Hmm.
you have to invest in your business. Like every time I've taken a leap, whether it's with like even like hiring a coach, like a fitness coach, a business coach, a social media team, I knew like after a couple months, I'm gonna make more money. Like
Hmm.
because I've seen it so many times already. Every time I hire a coach or a team or especially like a good coach, you know what I mean?
Hmm.
Obviously, not
Yeah.
like the VA. But every time I've actually like made an investment into my business, I've always ended up making more money
Yeah.
after like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So, I was pretty confident, like, okay, I'm probably not going to see an ROI month one because you have to get the ball rolling. But I know eventually I will see an ROI, and that's, again, just like delayed gratification. Like I knew eventually. Plus, I knew with the other client testimonials you had, I know some of the guys you've worked with and what you've done with them. So maybe I wasn't in like the best spot at the time, but I knew like, man, if I want to make shit happen, like I'm gonna have to take a risk, and that's kind of how business goes, right?
Yeah, for sure. So if you had to talk to somebody,
Calculated.
yeah, calculated risk, of course. If you were
Yeah.
talking to somebody who was interested in working with my team and they were kind of on the fence, what would you tell them?
Um, what would I tell them? I mean, I, it really depends how much money they're making. Like if they're
Hmm.
making like $1,500, like
Yeah,
it's hard.
they're past that echelon.
Okay, so if they're making like a decent, like enough to live off of and
Hmm.
some profit, I'd be like, well, what level do you want to take it to?
Hmm.
Because you can only do so much. So if you really want to like scale up and make some bank, you're gonna have to hire it eventually. You can only record so much content, edit so much content, deal with so many clients, leads, or you're gonna be working 18 hours a day.
Hmm.
So it's like you're gonna have to outsource work eventually.
Hmm.
And I'd say editing content, like the work that you guys do for me, was taking up like 70% of my time. So if I can outsource that for, X amount of dollars per month, and that frees up so much more time from, booking calls, leads,
Hmm.
dealing with clients, making sure my clients are ready to go for the week. Like that makes me a better coach. That makes me better at my job,
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say like if you're comfortable making whatever you're making, that's cool. But if you really want to level up and take this to the next level, again, you're gonna have to invest in your business. Like there's just no way around it. Listen, guys, if you want to make more money, if you want to free up more time, hire Bueno. again, I took a leap of faith. I know a lot of guys in business who have taken these leaps of faith, and again, there's no risk, no reward. You have to take the risk, put in the effort, let him do his thing. And I don't want to guarantee at the end of it you're gonna make more money, but if you play your cards right, you have a very high likelihood of making multiples more in income than you were doing before you hired him.
All right. Well, you heard it from him. You heard it straight from the horse's mouth, guys. I'll talk to you later. And yeah, have a good one, guys. Peace.